Hey everybody, Matt here with Projects and Adventures. First off, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, help me get to 200 subscribers. I know I'm small time right now, but moving up slowly. Once again, talking mainly today in the prepping realm, and I've been thinking about lighting for the last 6 months around our property and trying to find out ways to reduce my electric bill, which has been outrageously high. And when I had a quote for solar put in, they told me it would be about $47,000 to put in what I would need, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's too much money. But there are ways to reduce your electric costs, and some of these I've actually put into use already. I had several, two on the front of my garage, and then a couple others around the property. I had out exterior lights that were all hardwired in, and so I decided to start testing out some motion sensing solar rechargeable lights. And I bought 2 packs off Amazon, and I'll show them in probably a few minutes here, but they're similar to the one I'm about to show you. They work phenomenal. In fact, all 4 of them would be working right now if I hadn't dropped one and cracked the solar panel on it. But they have a tiny little solar panel on the top. It's maybe 8 inches by 3 inches. They're motion sensing, so I have them set to just have like a dim light all the time, and they last all night. And then if there's any movement they sense, they kick up to 4 or 5 times the brightness, and they light up the place pretty well. And that's nice because I don't have to have them hardwired in. I don't pay anything in electric costs to run them. They're all LED, so they don't pull a lot of juice out of the batteries. And I've had them installed I've had 2 of them installed for well over 6 months. And another one I just put up down by our garage area, our shop area. And it seems to be working pretty well too. I will tell you, I try and get them so they at least have some direct sunlight during the day at some point. It doesn't have to be a ton, but I had one that was a really shaded area. It didn't seem to work out very well. But then I bought some backups, and I picked these up from Menards, one of our local home stores. They're pretty much the same thing, so I'm assuming they're going to work just as well. I'm going to install these when spring comes here, although we've had a pretty reasonable winter so far. I'm still kind of recovering from my surgery that I had. But options is a good thing for lighting. If the grid does go down at some point, which I think is a very reasonable thing that it's probably going to happen. I mean, there's already states that have rolling brownouts every year. California, most mismanaged state in the world. Sorry if you live there. But options. Get yourself a couple of flashlights. Now, I'm lucky I managed to get a Streamlight here. It's a very high quality flashlight. They're phenomenal. You can light things up 100 yards away with these things, but they're well over $100 a piece. They're rechargeable, all metal body. You could drive over them with a car and you wouldn't have any issues with it. Phenomenal flashlights, but you're going to pay a lot of money for them. And you don't always want a flashlight in your hands. So I also have a couple of packs of these. These are rechargeable headlamps, 250 lumens. I have 2 that I use for regular jobs anyway that I have in my toolboxes. And I have a couple more like this that are still in the pack because I don't want to start using up the batteries unless I absolutely have to. Because a lot of these batteries, they have a limited lifespan on them as far as recharging. I'm not an expert on that, but I know. I have a semi smartwatch. It's not fully connected, but I've noticed the battery on. I've had it for 4 years now, and I've noticed the battery on. It's getting weaker and weaker. So headlamps are phenomenal. They're $8, $10 for a pack of 2 of them. And like I said, rechargeable. So if you have an option for any sort of small solar panel, you can recharge those right off a USB charger. So get yourself a couple of those. And I'm going to do a video in a little bit here on what I think your first $20 spent should be, your first $50 spent should be, your first 100, your first 500, your first 1,000. Once again, this is just my opinion. I would say I would say everybody that does prepping channels really is giving their opinion right now. I'd say the people that are closest to knowing what actually happens would be the people in North Carolina, because they've had to live through it, through this hurricane and all the flooding. So other things to think about. Not just flashlights. You don't want everybody running around with a flashlight. Lanterns, always handy. They give a larger amount of light for... Oops, I just had this one on a minute. No, this is the wrong one, sorry. Lanterns like this are okay. I wouldn't buy this exact brand. This is a Coleman one. This is a few years old, because this one takes a battery pack with D batteries in it. D batteries are not the easiest thing in the world to find anymore. They're expensive, but they're great because they offer light all the way around. You don't have to have your kids running around with a flashlight. So these can be good. They will last a long time. But I have another one here that we've had for a while that I no longer buy batteries for. It's a Rayovac, because this one literally takes 8 D batteries. So I don't keep a ton of D batteries in stock, because they are more expensive. So in order to solve that problem, I got on Amazon and I bought a pack of these smaller ones. It's just a small lantern, and you pretty much pull it up, it turns on, push it back down, it shuts back off. It's got its own built-in battery, and the nice thing about it is it's solar charged. So during the day, as long as it's not super cloudy, I mean, you probably still get a little bit of charge even on a cloudy day, but these are great because the bottom has a spotlight, and like I said, if you pull it out at the top, it'll give light to everybody around you. And solar charged, I don't have to worry about buying batteries for them. I bought a pack of 4 of these. I'll probably at some point buy one more pack because they're handy, they're light, they're cheap. And with the supply chain still running, you can still get them at a decent price. So these are slick as all get out. Like I said, I ordered them off Amazon. They are called DIBMS. I don't know what that stands for, but they're camping lanterns. Box came with a nice hole punched in the side of it, but everything was still intact, so I didn't send it back. They're light. They're cheap. They're made in China, but for now, they'll work. And like I said, you can still get them at a good price. So those come, like I said, in a 4-pack, and I think it was $20 for the 4-pack, so like $5 a piece. You can't even get a good flashlight for that price. Also, in order to charge headlamps and stuff like that, I would pick up for yourself hold on while I open it up here, at least a couple of these solar power banks. Now this one's a Blavor. I have no idea where it's made. I had a Stealth Angel one too. I thought I was impressed with it. I dropped it once, and it's a pretty rugged case like this, and now it only charges to maybe half. So this one is brand new. Like I said, this is the first time I think I pulled it out of the package. But with something like this, and combined with the rechargeable headlamps, I mean, even if the grid is down for a long term, week, whatever, you could still have light at night in order to, especially if you combo it with the camping lanterns, you can still have light when you're trying to do projects after dark. This one actually has lights on it. Like I said, I haven't charged this one up though, because I didn't want to start using it until it was actually needed. So this one it's got all the various charging ports on the side. It's got an indicator on the front to tell you how charged up it is. And this one's only got 1 bar on it right now because, like I said, it's been in the package for probably a year now. But pretty slick. So buy yourself 1 or 2 of these. You'll never be without light, at least that way. And especially if you buy a flashlight that is a USB chargeable one that recharges, you can at least have light if the power goes down and not be stumbling around in the dark trying to figure out, you know, where things are at. So think about your lighting needs, you know, wants versus needs. Obviously, we'd like to have it, we'd want to have everything well lit up like we do now, but bare minimum, what do you need? So have a good day, and we'll see everybody later. All right, I guess I go ahead and show the first pack of lights that I bought from Amazon are, these are I don't remember the exact brand, but you can see it's a 3-panel light with a solar panel on the top, and these work great. I have it tucked just below the eave, although they're waterproof or weatherproof. It gets plenty of light, and this thing will light up, you know, 50, 100 feet around it when there's motion sensed. So they're a really good light, and I'd highly recommend them. Just look them up on Amazon, look for something similar to that.